Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back, and welcome to the update and final verdict review on this Shure MV5 home studio mic version. All right, let's get to this. It's actually in use, so sorry about the jingling. Okay, so on the PC or on your Macintosh computer, and I do mean the words computer, not iDevices, this thing works fabulous with your camera software, with your audio software. It is just absolutely great. Okay, now for the bad stuff. So, I have an iPad 7th gen. I also have an iPad Air 4 behind me, which has iOS 14 on it. And it's also got a Type-C port. This is Lightning. Now, they do give you an included Lightning cable. Oh, which is mighty awesome of them. Not like you can't buy a bazillion of those at the dollar store. But anyways, so at least they give us one. And they do have a bit of a list of compatible items here. So we're thinking, okay, well, that's pretty good. So what do we got here? We got, iPhone X, iPhone 8 Plus, iPhone 8, 7 Plus, 7, SE. I mean, the list goes on, even on the iPad Pros and the Airs and blah, 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 blah. Okay, all the way down. We got a good list of iDevices. Now, what they don't tell you is if you want the most up-to-date, cool part of the software, you actually have to have iOS 15 installed on your tablet or your iPhone. This way you have full-out 100% control over this really cool condenser mic. So, if you do not have iOS 15, you will get a crummy version of the software for the audio side. Now, here's a little weird thing for doing video stuff. Okay, so video and audio at the same time. Like I said, on the main computer system platforms, and that includes laptops, you're great, you're golden, it's an awesome experience. However, not so good the other way, okay? So, you will have your camera with your Apple Camera app doing the funky chicken with in and out and in and out. And it might even just freeze and let go and go in and out on everything. And then you'll have to quit, go back in, and it might stabilize, okay? Or it probably won't. It kind of varies. But here's the weird thing. It does that, actually. In reality, it actually does. I kid you not. I'm not joking around here. But on iOS 15, when you plug the mic in for the first time, after a few seconds, it'll come up and say, you need an app for this. And so you download the audio app, right? Because you're doing audio, right? Well, Kevy wants, I'm sure many of you want, the same as Kevy. I want video and audio combined. No, not so easy. I don't have one of their cameras. However, they do have a camera app, which will give you audio and video. And it will actually give you some control over the mic gains as well, which is kind of cool. So you can kind of play with those different settings and gains within their camera app, and it will work with the Apple camera. But you're going to get, well, wait, teeny picture, and you can't make it any bigger, right? Even though it's 720p or 1080, whatever, it's only going to be X amount, and that's all you get out of the thing. And it's like, what? I mean, come on, I want to do something for YouTube here, kids, right? No, not going to happen so easily. Anyways, so we continue on our quest for fun. With iOS 15, if you use their camera app, although the odd time it will go a little flaky and you won't be able to hit the record button, so you'll have to quit and reopen. Not the world's best app. They need to do some adjustments on that thing, okay? Audio side works really well. Pretty impressed with it. And I'm very impressed with all the cool features we get on iOS 15, as long as it's a Lightning port iPad, okay, or iDevice, then it works really good for the audio side. Video side, like I said, no matter what you plug this sucker into, it's going to give you a small picture, even though the resolution says 720 or 1080. Like, come on. And of course, it's in its own file type, and it's kind of a weird saving process, and then, you know, you're going to have to work your way around. This thing does not run like a computer, okay? It's an iDevice. It's not a regular computer where you can just go, save, done. I want it on my desktop. It doesn't work quite so easily, but you'll get the hang of it. It's not so bad. But that's common on iDevices anyway. So, you know, if you're already used to that sort of thing, you'll figure it out because there's no instructions to help you. So don't worry. They took care of that. They didn't give you any. Now, I decided to try a little experiment with my 7th gen and just plug in the microphone and fire up my camera software. It did the funky tunky chicken. Okay, it was in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Okay, so I quit the app, go back into it, and I had some hope, and it did it again. But if I go into their camera app, even though I don't have their camera, it seems to be okay. But like I said, sometimes the record button works, sometimes it doesn't. You've got to maybe quit and go back in. So, all right, that was not a big deal. We knew something was going to go wrong with this, right? It always does, somewhere. So, iPad Air 4 Gen has iOS 14 on it. Well, they don't give you the same version of the audio software. One master gain. That's it. No EQ, no independent gain per, you know, whatever setting for vocal, flat, or instrument. You don't get any of those bells and whistles on their program, and you have to manually download it because, keep in mind, the iPad Air 4 is a Type-C port, okay, which means you need a USB to Type-C adapter or a cable, which is the same thing, just a long adapter, or you will need one of these little hubbies in order to go Type-C direct to your iPad and plug your Type-A from your cable that comes for the PC side in. Now, when you get to do stuff, it's very basic, but at least it sort of works. The gain is so high from this condenser mic into that sucker that you have to literally turn the gain to 2%, and it'll kind of almost borderline distort, but at least it's not all over the place. Okay, I mean, it was bad. All right, so I thought, all right, let's haul down that Motov flipping camera app and see what happens. Well, that is kind of about the same kind of deal. It is kind of weird and funky, and okay, fine. Let's go in and let's launch our camera app. No, this is not good. Before I installed their software, I could use my camera just fine with this microphone, okay, with my Apple software. It was glitch-free other than distorted all over the place, kind of like that. I mean, it was a spaz attack, okay? I kid you not. I'm not doing any antics just to keep the video interesting and funny. It's actually true. It was this bad, all right? So, okay, bottom line is this. If you're going to buy this mic, buy it to use it on a real computer, all right? Best thing you could ever do yourself. If you're going to use it on an iDevice, do not use video, whether it's your built-in app for your iDevice or whatever. Just don't use any camera apps. It's just a pain in the butt, okay? I was hoping to have a good quality camera or a good quality microphone that could even work with my iPad and shoot audio and video. I mean, it is nothing more than a nightmare to try and sync up a picture of a video, so a video without audio, to a separate audio track, because you got to get things in sync, and that is a nightmare. I don't want to spend 3 months trying to get just the right precise placement of a separate audio and separate video track together, okay? That is not worth my hassle or time, okay? So, I have more other things to do, like upload 900 videos in 3 months. Now, isn't that much more fun and interesting to do in life? Of course it is. So, anyways, if all you care about is straight audio and you're not going to do any kind of video stuff at all with using this microphone on your iDevice, then fine. But make sure you're running iOS 15 to get the most recent version of the software for this mic so that you can actually fully control each and independent setting on it, because it does have those 3 settings, and you can EQ them which is great if you want to EQ them ahead of time, okay? So you're going to have to like do practice runs, obviously. Do your EQ, record. Hey, how's it going today? Okay, quit. That sounds like crap. I need more mid. All right, so you can do that, right? You can EQ it ahead of time or do it on your own program, which is actually less time consuming. That's what I tend to do. Anyways, so as far though as the computers go, it is fantastic. It is hiccup free, and you don't have to download software, and it won't screw with your cameras. How about that? Awesome. They made it perfect for computer systems, but they didn't do so well on the iDevice side, okay? Especially, you know, when you want to just use your own camera software and it does that stuff to your camera, it's like, why is this happening? It didn't happen before I installed the software. Now, my iPad Air 4, of course I did both programs. What an idiot. I gotta go delete stuff now. But the video was stable and perfect, but the audio was horrifying. And that's with using my built-in camera app, which stayed pretty stable on that. Until, of course, you download their video program and it wreaks havoc on your Apple camera software. Nice of them. Anyways, it's no wonder some people are really cheesed about this. But then again, we're also not using a Shure camera with Shure software. But the problem is we can't get things to work together with our Apple cameras and the Shure audio stuff. It's just, ugh. Okay. But yet on an iMac, which has a real operating system, a built-in microphone, a built-in camera, it works. Hallelujah. On a real computer. But iDevices, yeah, it's really sucky. So my final verdict is this, and then we're done screwing around with antics and stuff. As far as computer use goes, for straight audio or audio video with whatever camera software you want to run, okay, it's going to be fine, okay? And it works awesome, obviously, because I'm doing it, okay? Now, if you want to use this on an iDevice, run, okay? Go find something better. Okay, especially if you intend on doing video and audio with this microphone combined. Okay, otherwise it's a nightmare. Okay, it just does some really bad screwy stuff, which is unacceptable. Okay, and this mic, I don't know how long it's been on the market for, but they really need to fix some bugs in their software. That's for sure. And it should be something where it shouldn't have to have their camera app for their camera to work with your Apple camera with your Apple I mean, it's not even working with your Apple camera software once you install their garbage, right? So it screws around with that. Now, if you unplug the mic, though, you can go run your own Apple software and you're fine, okay? But then you got to put up with your built-in mics, which, well, when you think about it, there's some good points to using your own built-in stuff. However, recording music and vocals at the same time direct into even an iPad Air 4 is not the best solution without an actual real mic, okay? The mics are not designed to do that on the iPad Air 4. So, now if you buy an iMac or a MacBook M1 processor, they got fabulous studio-grade mics in them now, actually 3 of them, and really nice built-in 1080p cameras, which you can still use your own camera if you want, or use your own separate mics if you want, and really up the quality even more. So, anyways, what's the final story on this? Is it worth $120? Well, only if you're going to keep it for use on a computer, be it a Mac or a PC. Then it's worth $120. Now, what's the score rating going to be? Well, I will give this thing a full-fledged 4 out of 5. Well, okay. All right, I'll be nicer. Okay, I'll go 4.25 out of 5 for the whole computer use. I mean, that's fair. Okay? Because, like I said in the original review, you know, adjusting the angle of the mic head, that's kind of a little funky, and they could have made that better, etc. Okay? They didn't have to cheap out that bad on the stand. Anyways, so that kind of gets counted in there. As for being able to use it, according to the marketing of it, for being able to be used on iDevices too, it's going to get a whole whopping... Well, here's the thing. If it's only audio only, and you're running iOS 15 at least or newer, you will get the most up-to-date software, which controls the whole bloody thing. Like, it is fantastic. And you're doing straight audio only into it, I would probably say I could give this thing about a 4.25. Okay, if you want to do video and audio on an iDevice, well, now this is where we have some fun. In all honesty, I wouldn't give you a nickel for it if that's your purpose. So, and a lot of people, and this is the problem, a lot of people are starting to kind of try and transition right into an iPad as a full-fledged computer system, which I have no idea where they get the idea to do this. It's not practical, but whatever. They're doing it anyways. You can't stop them. But if you're going to go strictly, if you're going to try and combine video and audio, either way, on an iDevice, this thing gets a 1 out of 5. Okay? Because at least the audio side will still work fine, but your video side, okay, and it's going to be a logistical nightmare. It's nasty. So, that's my story. That's my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. But you guys know I'm a straight shooter, and I've done so much testing on this thing. It's nuts. And yeah, I'm going to just keep it for use on my computers only, and I will find another better quality source microphone that won't screw with my iPads or iDevices, with a better microphone that actually works correctly with doing audio and video, not just audio only. Okay, so which is going to suck, because I really hope that this would be the fix-it, because it said it can do both. Obviously, Shure did not do adequate testing of their software and their device on what they say it can do. So, oh, that's bad. And Shure is such a nice product too. I love their mics, but in this case, they really dropped the ball when it comes to the whole iDevice side of things. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video and the antics that went along with it, but it was serious. It was not just for fun and games. See ya.